Okay guys, I've got no idea when this clip comes from, but surprise surprise, it features an LBC radio Troutsangi and Miska struggling to defend Rishi Sunak's record as Chancellor, all while using mental gymnastics to stop people calling out the globalists on her show.
Business, they seem to be globalists. They don't seem to love England. And you point out the furlough. Well, we actually see it differently. He gave away £400 billion and practically bankrupted our economy over the idiotic furlough payment.
He did not bankrupt the economy. That's just factually incorrect. He did not bankrupt the economy. Also, may I ask you, hang on, Jerry, as we carry on, this is very important, Jerry, as we carry on this conversation, please don't use the phrase globalist again, because many of my Jewish listeners will find that incredibly offensive, because it has also been used at times as a racist put down to the Jewish community. So carry on, Jerry. If you wouldn't mind answering...
That's not true. That's not true. I don't mean Jewish. If I meant Jewish, I'd say Jewish.
I did not.
Is somebody who has
Jerry, once more, I'm going to give you one more chance. I have explained to you that many members of the Jewish community are offended by that phrase. Please do not use it. Please answer my question.
Yeah, you heard that right. Apparently saying globalist means Jewish in her eyes, which kinda sounds like she's blaming Jews for it. Of course, as the guy states himself, he wasn't talking about Jews, otherwise he would have literally said that. He is clearly talking about the Bill Gates and Klaus Schwabs of this world, trying to spin it as anti any race or culture is desperate work of a dirty smear merchant running pure damage control if you ask me. The fact she tried to spin that round as against Jewish people just shows she can't argue with what he is saying and must try to discredit him, obviously not surprising for LBC. Now, she also doesn't seem to like him pointing out the fact that Rishi Sunak and his furlough scheme helped crash the economy. This is just laughable considering that we know printing money like he did and giving it to people sitting at home all day causes massive inflation, which is what we're seeing now. They can try blame Russia all they like, but even the energy crisis is not caused by that. The cause of the current energy shitshow is our government's net zero lunacy, and that's it. Their push to go net zero is what destroyed our energy security in the UK and continues to bloody do so. This trout is literally full of shit, running desperate damage control for globalists and unelected illegitimate prime ministers like she's being paid for it. Who knows, maybe she is. But I can bet you now no Jewish people are offended by the term globalist unless of course they are globalists themselves. But no matter what level of mental gymnastics this tart uses, the caller was not talking about any particular race or religion. He was talking about the likes of Bill Gates and Anal Schwab. I mean shit, here we have the dictionary that tells us what globalist means, and guess what, not once does it mention Jewish people. Here it says, a person who advocates the interpretation or planning of economic and foreign policy in relation to events and developments throughout the world. A person or organisation advocating or practising operations across national divisions relating to or advocating the operation or planning of economic and foreign policy on a global basis. Yep, not once does it state Jew, Muslim, Buddhist or Christian in that, the same way it doesn't mention black, white or Asian. I could in fact turn it round and say her lumping the Jewish people in with the globalists is offensive, but really none of that matters. People being offended is not something I'll ever give two shits about, let me tell ya. With her though, it's just a way to try and shut down the argument because she knew full well he wasn't talking about any race. He was talking about groups of individual scumbags that wish to remove national boundaries and control the world's entire population. They want social credit systems, carbon trackers, and you to eat the fucking bugs. Her using claims of anti-Semitism to shut down any talk of globalists just tells me she didn't want him telling her dumbass listeners the bloody truth, you know, something she's never actually done.